Okay, we are live. This will not be a viewer stream today. We are catching up some codes and some makers that we have not looked at in a while. Including some who aren't ordinarily able to submit to us directly, but who I've been following for quite a long time, regardless. So this is a level by Dial, and one from October, as you will see, Submerged Subway, Scarlet Sector. I missed this one originally when it was released, and it is about time we took a look at it. So, Dial, as you can see, is very fond of alliteration. Rush hour, he says. I suppose it's superior to sitting sadly stuck on the street. Let's give it a look. Okay. So, let's see if we can actually read what's going on here. Oh, I suppose it's a swimming level in this very rarely used SMB3 castle skin, which unfortunately doesn't really have a grounded form, considering how unique the artwork is. So we will swim in a submerged subway and see how grabbable these coins are. Well, at some personal risk, I see. So, maybe not the best idea. But they are there for a reason, so... Interestingly, this arrow here is telling me to go right, but we are certainly in no position to sneak under very perilous-looking row of spikes. Now let's pay attention here to the fact that this segment is built, first of all, around collecting 4 coins, and secondarily around that dry bone shell we see that will perhaps allow us to sail underneath and also grab those coins safely. But we need a P-switch. Well, there you go. There's a P-switch. This being Mario 3, we're going to snag it and have a very gentle swim. And in the meantime, also explore the level. It looks like grabbing the shell now might not be the best idea given how it bounces you, although perhaps that's not the case in the context of a swimming level, which you would think I would know more about, given that one of my own most popular creations was built around navigating with a dry bone shell in an underwater castle. Actually, no, it has a natural ability to try to float upwards as you would underwater, and so we just need to kind of hold down and slide our way across, but the shells can be replenished, so let's just experiment and give everything a try. Whoops. Okay, we need to do this a little more carefully, I think. As you can see, you can theoretically go under so long as you don't have a very threatening-looking Potoboo swimming around in there. That is a signal to think that way as you proceed back to the left. Now, in the maker community where I received this level, Dial is well aware that he has a reputation for 2 things. First of all, alliteration. Awesome alliteration. And secondly, for, like many makers, often underestimating the difficulty tuning of levels that have some very interesting concepts and lots of moving parts. Usually it's just a dead sea of moving parts. Okay, we really do need to get rid of these bloopers. I I find them pretty reasonable in general, but as you can see, I am taking some very early, and in some cases, nonsensical deaths. Let's safely bop this guy, perhaps. And yeah, as I suspected, maybe it's a bit of a tall order to navigate like this, but if you just kind of hang towards the corner... Oh, now this is a bit of an issue. Can't actually slide left, you do need to get hit. Now that was a mistake, I should have just gone up to get hit instead of trying to exit the shell, so... You crossed wires in terms of the input there. See that a door leads us to the vicinity of that on-off switch. We know that the P switch will eventually have to get us over here. I don't want to despawn these things just by hanging right as fast as we can, but we know there are limits to that. Now it looks like here, to grab the red coin, pink coin on the right, we just need to send the shell sailing. Maybe a bit more accurately. And that is what we want to do. So we really should bloop these bloopers before anything else happens. I think I saw a 3% clear rate on this level, which is, I think, eminently reasonable. Now, getting in here as Big Mario was almost certainly a bad idea, so why don't we just throw a shell instead? Which I think is almost certainly the intended solution. And we can always just grab another one. Although, I think it hinders your ability to carry the P-switch, so let's not ride the shell. Let's grab the 30 coin. Move over. And get a drop in that P. Something else that looks like... Well, that's definitely a swim under, I think. Quite clearly so. Not as Big Mario, though. Now, I hope that doesn't mean that we are compelled to take an intentional hit. It may well be the case. Okay, so let's just grab more coins, as we've done before. Pop that guy. Take out the other one as well while we're at it. Drag him on it down. Drag him all the way down. No, maybe not. Okay, let's try this again. Quite possible that we are just misreading something entirely of the triggering of the on-off switch. But it does look like it hinders you from doing anything useful in terms of riding the shell. Now, there may be something that we can do, like igniting a bomb two spaces away, but I doubt it given the absence of bombs we've seen so far. Certainly looks like being small and ducking under is the intended solution, because you can swim under if you're small Mario riding a shell. So, might be a bit of a design oversight, but let's enter some doors and see if we can progress. Oh, that's just a reset. Now, why would this level want to give you a reset? Good question. Now, we have the key anyway. So the purpose of that on-off switch is not entirely clear, given that we can progress through here. Again, we're small. So I guess the purpose of that reset door is to allow yourself to hit the bloopers and become small, which may be a bit of a kludgy solution as far as bug fixes go, but we'll deal with it. And we'll attempt to deal with it safely. Perhaps the best solution to that is to just ride the shell now. I'm not entirely convinced that hitting the on-off switch, although now that is possible, is really going to be much of a benefit. Seems like it's mostly there to show that you can indeed tuck under one-tile gaps. Unless, of course, there is some unintended effect, or rather unknown effect, that we have yet to discover in the later part of the course. And it looks like the on-off switch is forced back to on, regardless. So, let's go through the key door. Looks like that might have been optional to begin with, unless, of course, the on-off switch gives us an item spawn, rather than an entrance. But given that we're starting from the checkpoint, it looks like the key door is a reward of sorts that is exclusive to having survived the course from the start, and so we have a bonus room. That is, of course, a well-known issue with Mario Maker in general, in terms of how the player can signal whether things like coin keys are optional. Certainly not a fault on the part of the maker or anything, that's just a issue that I think most people are aware of at this point. So, see a little blaster boat. Not exactly sure what triggered its start. Might have been paying closer attention there, but it looks like it is the subway portion of this level as we move from segment to segment toward this train. This train that is at the same time shooting bullets at you. Very nice to have a boot as a power-up and a leaf. Or really, just a boot. Well, it looks like Boom Boom is getting off at this stop. Boom Boom not particularly keen on sharing his seat. But now that we have seen it's just one-ups through the maintenance door, let's move on. Yeah, looks like that is definitely a timed setup. That seems to be how subway stations usually work. You don't get the subway moving by killing any of the existing passengers, at least I certainly hope not. Not exactly the sign of a civilized transport system, if it does in fact work that way. And it's going to cart us further forward. But let's steal the boot as for a bit of temporary defensive utility. That didn't last us very long at all. Oh, here we go, Kamek's Revenge. Now, this really looks like if you're small Mario, you can kind of sneak around and get out of the subway in some certain spots. And just swim your way forward, except it looks like... No, there isn't any kind of custom scroll, I don't think. It is just based on the subway mechanism itself pushing you along, so... If you are small Mario and you theoretically swim your way out of the car, unless there is any kind of scroll log mechanism I'm not seeing, I don't think there is. I think this stage may actually be theoretically breakable. I'm not sure if you can actually swim fast enough to get past that segment. Hello. Leshka Play Origin, thank you for dropping by the stream. This is a SMB3 Night Castle level, and Night Castle levels basically work with water physics for Mario and ground physics for everything else. It's probably one of the rarest themes in all of Mario Maker, which is why you don't see a lot of people familiar with the mechanics, and you can see that in this theme in SMB3, the style of the ground tiles actually matches the original SMB3 Final Castle, which is pretty unique because you don't get that in any of the standard daytime ground themes in Mario Maker. So I hope that answers your question. Now, can I swim fast enough to break that? No, I can't. Not without some extra propulsion. Let's try to get in that boot. Yeah, lots of train levels all over Mario Maker, but this is a very interesting spin on the genre. Oh, whoops. Should have taken the leaf there. And should have maybe stayed away from the edge of the subway car there. That is an interesting form of protection against people who might want to sneak out as the train gets going. I should really stop running myself into the bullet like that. Okay, let's keep going. Maybe actually successfully get into the shoe this time. It's a little trickier than it looks because of the way the level gives you so many things to bounce on. But the refresh of a Tanuki leaf with every subsequent station definitely makes things a little more manageable. Interesting how the bullet on the left maintained speed with the speed of the subway car. Okay. He's not much of a threat when you're not touching the ground. I say that, of course, as I get whacked by the hammer, because it was surprisingly difficult to try to swim over and catch him. Let's grab the leaf this time. And we'll just get through that survival timer and move on to the next thing. these moles are serving as a cautionary tale for what happens when you try to rush your way into a subway car as the doors are closing, budging into every passenger along the way. Yeah, I mean, they're just big Hammer Brothers you're seeing there. Answer that question. They work pretty similarly in every style in terms of stomping the ground. It's not so much of a threat in a style with water physics because I'm not worried about the shockwave stunning me on the ground. But I'm trying to whip this guy a bit. Oh, that problem took care of itself. Okay. Okay. I can maybe try to give Bowser a whip, but otherwise I don't have much of a toolkit against him. So we'll just escape the subway. And that is it. So yeah, very interesting level by Dial. We'll be playing a few more by him tonight, because there was one we previously did not finish on the stream. That one was a very good idea in general. I mean, the first part of the level had a bit of an intentional hit I was not too happy with, but there were protections like the reset door, I guess. So we will look at something else by him in just a moment. What it will be is a mystery. Not too much of a mystery, though, because this is a level I featured previously as a warm-up level for a viewer-level stream. I did not manage to complete it in that time because, frankly, the platforms on the tracks kept on outrunning me, but now that we are not under the constraint of a time limit, let's try to get that clear. Fairly high clear rate, it's just that sometimes the threat here is not death, it's resetting from falling off the platform. But you'll know what I'm talking about when I get to it. Now I have to get used to the fact that I'm not swimming. Sure, let's grab the optional coin. So yeah, this is the segment that we had been having some trouble with previously. And part of it is that the lifts stay on the tracks, so you really do have to keep pace with the whole mechanism. You cannot afford to fall off or fall behind, because you will not have time. Will not have time to finish the level if you miss. Unfortunately, if you miss like that, there's a bit of an unfortunate design issue in this level that you do kind of need to reset to the bottom, or really, I think it's easier to just reset the whole thing, given that we have not seen a checkpoint yet. This is a concern that I had voiced previously, but this is still enough fun that I do want to close it out properly and give this level a proper showing. But yeah, take advantage of the Snooky Leaf. I think that's certainly one way to make things easier, although we have now lost the power of flight. And we have now lost the power of flight once again. And unfortunately, this attempt will not do. Oh, there is totally a checkpoint here. We just haven't been using it. Given that, well, here when we're at the bottom, it's easiest to just reset through the pipe. I remember this checkpoint, in fact, from the last time I showed off this level. But honestly, the first segment is quick enough that it's not hard to redo it. Let's try this again. Now with 300 seconds on the clock, I don't imagine that we'll have too much trouble. There is only one vertical subworld, of course, so... Oh, whoops. Totally forgot that I had already hit that switch, so... Let's reset again, knowing that we have started in the off state. The issue, as we've explained before, is that when objects are loaded on tracks, they remain loaded, those tracks, across the entire subworld, and so there's no positional resetting that happens. That's why this level, although very gentle when it comes to anything that damages the player, does require you to be fairly precise. Now we can try to Tanuki leave our way, but we've got to be fairly careful. And that's not going to do it. I don't think we're going to get any additional leaves. So it's probably best if we just start this one over. Irrespective of the checkpoint that we nabbed, rather. Starting it over, of course, means that we have a better shot at a potential clear time, although there isn't really much flexibility in terms of clear times on this level, given that the first segment scrolls you forward, and this segment requires you to keep pace with the track. Except, of course, for the time you lose on resets. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so let's continue as before. Not really making use of this checkpoint flag so far, but I think it is quicker to do things this way instead of trying to deliberately die. We will have to reset this. And let's give this another shot. Remembering the position of the on-off switch. Definitely a bit of a precision challenge when you lose access to the Tanuki leaf, as I've done there. Yeah. Let's restart this one. So, as I said, auto-scroll in the first section, not much flexibility when it comes to time. But biggest savings in time will come from merely not resetting in this segment. Yeah, that's a little more accurate. Going to get ahead slightly here this time. It does seem like jumping on those cannonballs is essential for keeping pace. Now this is just a matter of not falling. Hitting that accurately, and at long last, seems we may have moved on. Now, a Tanuki Leaf Refresh would be extremely useful right now. But in its absence, we will just have to tread carefully. And sure, let's put ourselves at great risk and grab that 50 coin. We're not really gunning for a speed record at this point. Sure, let's grab that one as well. Oh, I guess not. It is auto-scroll. And that's to clear. And that is, in fact, a world record. Yeah. It's well laid out. It is a bit of an unfortunate issue with that reset, particularly how the on-off switches kind of gate your way up and make resetting a little inconvenient, but I think the setup overall is something that flows quite nicely. I'm going to show off one more thing by Dial. This is a very new level, uploaded just a few hours ago. The Aqueous Armory of Atlantis. Admire Atlantis' ancient architecture and avoid all the armored adversaries. So, as you can see from the preview and a name, this will be an underwater level. And avoiding armored adversaries certainly seems in keeping with the bullet hellish nature of the Dial level. Some of them anyway. Some of them in the past have definitely had a lot of moving parts to dodge. But we've had some practice, so let's give this a clear. That mushroom was not time sensitive, it would have bounced up and down for our benefit, but let's see what we can do here. Looks like the door is the way forward, but optional content is always something worth doing. Just to prove we can. So we'll be looking for a key, and as you can see, we'll be looking for a way back up here once we grab the key. No, this is just... Okay, this is a new segment that just requires a bit of swimming precision, I think. Very carefully guarded, this Atlantis. I rather love the symmetrical architecture that we've been seeing so far. Very decorative use of semi-solids. Now we know that there will be some kind of on-off mechanism, and by the looks of it, something is probably being obstructed by the on-off blocks that were just a little off to the right, as you can see there. Some kind of alteration we can expect on a second pass, like a blooper spawn, for instance. Oh, that's very familiar. device of sorts, hitting an on-off switch with your head. Find ourselves doing that quite often in these levels. Oh, tried to grab a hold of that, came in a little low. Hopefully, let's not take too much of a risk in grabbing this. Yeah, given the boss music, we probably should have read accurately that that would have been something holding the key. Would have been rather obvious. We had the presence of mind to remember the locked door, so we just weave our way down at this point. And yeah, it is a hammer spawn that was being blocked earlier. Interestingly, you don't need to go to the right side, so I guess the hammer is mostly there as a forewarning of something to come. Like this hammer on the left. So we'll retrieve this and we'll make our way down. We have hammers on both sides now. Let's try to descend accurately. Actually, no, let's not try to descend accurately. Let's just toss this. Let the shell do its work. That came in very handy. Although I wonder if I'll regret using that shell now instead of later. So let's make our way over. The helmet is certainly coming in very handy, I say as I lose it. We are running ourselves out of time here. Well, optional coin, of course we're going to make a run for it. Or a swim. Whichever you prefer. Alright, we have invincibility frames, so let's just reset the clock. Let's see if we can do this accurately this time. And the answer is no. Let's see if we can do this accurately. The answer is probably also no. Seems unwise now that we no longer have the helmet at our disposal. That does seem like the easiest way to navigate that set of obstacles. So, perhaps let's not overestimate our swimming prowess. Move on. Loop around the right side. Oh, missed the optional coin to the right there. Rather like that ending, in fact, requiring one last dollop of precision. And that will be it for our coverage of Dials levels today. We'll move on to showing another maker. But who it is will be a mystery. Okay, we found a selection. So this is a level by Raging Beagle, who is another Mario streamer, a very prolific maker. Also an excellent maker. I've played nearly everything by him, and going down the list it seems I had actually missed one from back in September. The Shellmet Factory Heist. So this is on the easier side, but well liked. The scientists are developing the next-gen Shellmet, steal the prototype. Now, having played some levels by Raging Beagle, there have been some object stealing or object carrying levels in the past, so I'm interested to see what this spin on the idea is in the SMP3 pipe theme. Okay, so here's the very decorative factory. We see key doors right away as a pair. Now, I do wonder if the pair of doors suggests a non-linear course, or if it suggests a reset. Almost certainly not a reset, given the replacement. We're just going to admire some of the factory smoke here. We're not in a particular rush, and I do think the patterns here are rather shapely. So, this just reminds you that the object of this level is to presumably steal a shellmet from the factory. The arrow says top left. Maybe something for a spiny hat later. Let's grab this off the assembly line and grab a second. Yeah, very decorative factory mechanism up top. As those buzzy beetles are converted into buzzy shells by way of an automated process. Not exactly Super Factorio Maker, but the closer we get to that, the better. Now it looks like eventually there will be some kind of reset loop that allows us to go through this area that we blocked off with the muncher. Interesting mechanism, although it looks like there's a bit of a one-time use to it. But then the one-time use is kind of exhausted right away when we hit the coins, so we'll just have to grab another shell. Pump this guy over and have him break his way through. Now, throughout all this, I've not really been paying attention to whether you can swim under anything, but given a pipe placement, it seems not. Really decorative use of the colored pipes. You can see. This seems to be leading you through, so we will go over. And perhaps... Nope, that was a bad idea. So, let's grab another shell. Indeed, another pair of shells. And that's a P-switch blocker, after a fashion. Let's see if we can go into pipe. Nope. Purely decorative. But back here we are. And indeed, that will give us a very convenient shortcut. Nope, that's a one-way panel, so never mind. I wonder... Ah, yes. It looks like the intended solution is to have him assist us and bust through. We'll hit that POW beneath him. Very nice sequence. Definitely see the usefulness of the doors for reset purposes. Now let's pop this in here and see if anything happens. Suppose not, although maybe it's just a reminder that you can do that, so as a bit of an instructive tool, very nice. I'll just try to bump the thwomp as high as I could, but having a repeatable shellmet there is certainly helpful. Ah, no. Looks like you're supposed to bump him up over here onto the P-switches, so never mind that. Although, of course, theoretically, you could just fire the shell through here. And looks like we'll need to seesaw the thwomp upwards. And doing so will allow us to break some things. So let's bump the muncher up. The thwomp over. I'm sure we have totally sabotaged the factory's various processes at this point. Oh, that's an unfortunate lock. Thankfully one that gives us a bit of a death zone, but little bit unfortunate that we could get ourselves trapped that way. Seems like Invisible Box would have solved the problem just fine, although you don't want, in that case, to hit them too far in advance and disallow yourself from launching the thwomp, so maybe that's not the preferred solution. I'm sure, given Raging Beagle's thoroughness in developing this, that he has considered those various options. Let's pump this a little more carefully this time. And there we are. Through. More shell mitts in factory. Let's fire one off. Looks like... Ah yes, we'll need to raise the level of that thwomp. Looks like maybe a side thwomp again. Nope, it is a down thwomp. But it will create a platform. A platform for us to clear our way past that muncher. Rather like the shell dispensing block over here, that's a setup that I've seen many times before in Raging Beagle's boss fights, which do have a particular style to them once you've seen enough of them. So let's give this a bit of a backspin. I see. So we'll need to race it over there. So the backspin is for us, slows it down just in time for us to reach that thwomp. A very satisfying deflection. Very gentle timing there. Looks like we'll need to outrun this guy. And yeah, there's a reset door down there. We don't need to worry too much about that. Now, we can just fire the shell. Try to break this, but that seems very much like a P-switch spot, at least. That looks like the intended design. Oh, there's the P-switch. And that's not how you hit the P-switch. Okay, so... well, as I said, you can theoretically break through here. I see that the checkpoint is on the other side. So maybe let's just hit the reset door. See what we can do. Well, let's grab a shell first. And, well, fine. Can't quite do it that way. Now, side thwomp, yeah. Side thwomp will do the trick. And maybe it won't. Stack two of them, though. And that drops. There you go. I don't know how visible that mechanism was given the camera position. I guess if you were looking at it from a position a little further to the left on a platform that is slightly higher, you'd be able to see that much more clearly. Bumps go down. Now, we came through door... No, we came through a pipe, rather, so let's go through... We have a very poor memory for this. We came through door. Let's go through a pipe. No, that's a shell dispenser. So we will actually want to... Let's see. Oh, I see. You just jump right through. Very silly to expect otherwise, but now we have the benefit of switching the on-off states again. It'll give us a blaster. The blaster will fire something at us when it is unlocked. Nope, nothing useful, but it will give us the spiny hat, which does require that we take some damage here, so let's nope. Can't soft drop it when you're wearing it, so let's spawn another one, perhaps. No, it only spawns one, so actually this is a bit of a problem. Bit of a problem. very poor order of operations, but I guess that's what the grinder is for. You can just voluntarily take damage from the grinder. Voluntary damage is always something that I think can be difficult to play around if you aren't accustomed to seeing it as a reset mechanism, rather. But we'll do it. And we'll bust through. And we'll grab another shell while we're at it. The spiny shell would have been more useful, but who is complaining? Okay, so that's going to put us through there. Oh, now we have a naked pipe. I see, that was just an aesthetic pipe connection. We have busted it. But we have a spiny shell dispenser now. And it lies just past a checkpoint. So we'll go back and progress. That looks very much like a run left area, so we'll do that. That looks like a spiny shell dispenser from the start of the level. I feel like I can probably bust the shell busting block. It allows me to collide with it through the conveyor belt. I really do want to see if I can break that thing. Let's see. Oh. I feel like it should be able to fall to that, unless there's some kind of collision priority with the conveyor belt that I don't know about. I guess there must be, but positionally, looks like I should be making contact. Alright, let's not fuss around with it too much. And grab that 50 coin, and I guess we will be going back to the start of the level. Now with a spiny shell in hand. For purposes such as not being able to grab that mushroom. Let's bust our way through. Yeah, I guess we'll have to remember our original mission to exit the factory by way of our heist. Yeah, so in its own subtle way works as a bit of a two-state level. I mean, that's basically the main thing we've changed when it comes to the hitting of the on-off switch is just converting all of the fuzzy dispensers into spiny dispensers. But it turns out that we came in here for a Buzzy Shell heist and we came out with better loot than we expected. Optimizing their industrial processes along the way. Now, I don't see why you would want to do that. Seems optimal. Oh, I see. Just go through that whole satisfying process. And just grab as many 1-ups as you can. So yeah, very nice level from September by Raging Beagle. Now Raging Beagle has a new level as well, and so we will take a look at that in just one moment. So this is even more free 1-ups for Endless, which I believe is the third in an ongoing series that Raging Beagle has made. The concept is something that will be self-explanatory when you see it. Just 3 friendly 1-ups and a flagpole to help you on your way. Let's see what he has in store this time. I do encourage viewers to go over Raging Beagle's previous on this concept. They are just called free 1-ups for Endless, and more free 1-ups for Endless, if I recall. They did not use this flagpole concept, though. They used other forms of blocking. Create a little bit of fakery. That is straightforwardly a time challenge. Now that looks like it would theoretically be blocked by a P-switch, although this level is new enough that the P-blocks would have done in their place if that were indeed the case. Now the boost stack chase concept is one I have seen from some other makers recently as well. It seems like it's been a fairly popular one that's been circulated in their level streams. Oh, I see. So it's a bit of a timer that is meant to be a one-time P-switch instruction. We could have just done that wraparound jump in the first place. Hiya, Sneak In. Hope you're doing well. This is not a viewer level stream, but we are just catching up on a whole pile of personal codes tonight from people who I've been following for some time, but who aren't always around to submit, so. This one is by Raging Beagle, who is also a streamer. I did follow your profile as well, since I have been enjoying your levels lately, so if you do have something new, I may spin it up after this. I think I did see you in my feed. So we'll see how it goes. But it's nice to just kind of kick back and go through a queue without thinking so much about time pressure. Just giving certain levels a little more room to breathe. Had a little bit of a disruption in my viewer level schedule this week. It's due to some infrastructural complications, shall we say. Oh, could have just run past that guy. But hopefully we will get back to our regularly posted schedule soon enough. Might still be a bit of disruption this week, but we'll see. Uploaded a bunch one this week. Okay, very good to hear. I might give that a look after this one then. Your rate on this one is fairly generous. I think it's around the 5% range, so I expect it won't take too long. Relative to other boost stack scrolling levels I've seen, it's actually fairly gentle so far. Played all your toughest so far? Yeah, I know you said that you actually had multiple difficulty versions of some of the ones that I played. As you can see, I don't mind taking a look at your toughest at all. They're kind of exactly the level that I can do in a reasonable amount of time. I totally missed that claw. Should have swung right first. Yeah, it looks like these boost stack setups have become quite popular lately. This level was just uploaded a few days ago, on the 4th, I think. If I remember the timestamp correctly. Oops, that's going to be a little bit tight. We'll make it. Kind of like it when time-sensitive levels like this one give you a chance to catch up if you do miss something critical. Oh, that was much cleaner. Okay. That was a miss that turned into a hit, so bit of a deceptive on-off. I don't think it's too bad to get blind. I mean, sometimes I'm just a little bit slow in reading what's in front of me. I don't feel like things are scrolling to the screen too early, but yeah, there are a few surprise setups, but they're not really surprises that kill you, they're just things that might slow you down momentarily. Like this flower here. Maybe it affects your pacing a bit, but... Oh, nope, should have just swung directly. That is maybe a little bit tighter than it looks at first glance, but doable. But yeah, I can see how playing it blind might be affected by not being able to see exactly when the boost stacks are going to lurch forward. Okay, let's dive in. And accelerate. Oh, no. I jumped over that guy and careened him into the switch. I knew that from last time, just misread it. Now I can do the wraparound jump there, but as I discovered from the most recent Ninja level, that kind of wraparound jump at that height is actually the thing I struggled with the most. I'm to optimizing my time, so... best to do the thing that I know reliably works. Oh, no. Bit too slow there. You do need to hit that immediately, it seems. Okay, let's give it another go. Yeah, that little bump on the corner was fatal. And I'm not sure exactly... Oh, I see. What is achieved by forcing the timer there is just make sure you enter this segment with the P-switch deactivated. I think that was actually fairly obvious, but hadn't taken the time to think about that yet. Let's proceed. Not gonna pick up that coin. Oop. It's slow on the uptake. Pop that shell a little more accurately. Now there are enough timing resets through doors here that you can't really do much to outpace the Boo Tower. That's a risk as before. That did not the way it did last time, but that's because the way the Goomba came off the conveyor, I think. Okay, let's do this again. Yeah, gotta be trapped on that conveyor. Make another run for it here. We're gonna be too slow this time. Really need to swing on that thing right away. No dawdling. And here we go again. Okay. Here we go. And we'll get it this time. Whoa. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a fake out. Now then, what does that key door achieve? Oh, I missed a little skit involving Magic Koopa there. I guess the key gives you some kind of bonus for completing everything in one go, which is nice. I always like those mechanisms for rewarding people who don't use the checkpoint. Gives you a reason to replay it. And replay it at what is effectively a higher difficulty, although we'll need to swing that accurately. No, we gotta do this properly. That's too slow for some reason. Yeah, you do need to run at full speed there and trust that the level will behave the way you want it to. No, that's gonna be a bust. Oh. Okay. It's actually kind of a neat little fake out there as well. And that will send us to what it says is CP0. Oh, I see. So there's something that is either A, affected by the on-off state, or, no, go back. Yeah, it's a spawn block fake out. Double spawn block fake out. And that will block the Magic Koopa from respawning, where the on-off is located, and give us the clear. So yeah, I guess the key door there is for the bonus 30 and 50 coin that we saw much earlier. And the reward for people who do this in one go, like the record holder at 1 minute and 36 seconds has done, so. Was, once again, even more free 1-ups for Endless by Raging Beagle. So, sneak in if you're still here. I will look for your latest level. I did see it on my list earlier, so a moment while I scroll to it. Okay, Terminal Dogma. Hashtag Team Meat. Light Kaizo. Blue Skulls and Grinders. 1 checkpoint. Okay. And clear so far, 0.5, so it makes sense, I think, to do this on a stream where I have a little more time to work on it. Let's play. No. Misread that one right away. Okay, so I see. So it's going to be jump and jump, if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, because you need to slide onto it first, switch to track, then slide onto it, switch to track, get onto the platform, and then take it on the way up. Okay. No, I see. I do understand what is supposed to happen. And I just need to follow the P-block indicators, which I have not been doing. Too early. A little too far. Beginning to see that you really do like these skull coasters as a mechanism, but they do offer to make quite a lot to play with, so. Okay, we'll just need to land a little further to the left without running ourselves into the saw blades. Gonna take a little bit of adjustment, but momentum and excitement, yeah. Definitely. A lot of variation from the curve tracks too. Oh, no. Needed to read the indicators. Some pain is very true. No, and it doubles back after the second bounce from... I'm reading it. I'll need to take a look at that bit again, but hopefully we will understand it quickly. Yeah, it looks like a nice high bounce. And bounce back, and it should coast back on that track, right? We'll see. Correct. Glad the icicles up top are not enforcing too much of a height restriction yet. Sure, that will come. Okay. Not clear to me if that indicates I should be ready for some kind of shell throw ahead. But we'll see. Okay, just need to stay on and stay cool. Yeah, it's very readable, so whoops. And it's also not too heavy on indicators, it just has pretty much precisely what you need. Whoops. Okay, so high bounce should just get me over that track entirely. But I think the timing I had before was just fine, and it should probably stick with it. Yeah, okay. Hence what I said earlier about the icicles and a height restriction. Whoops. Oops. Nope. Go a bit lower on that. Guess we have a pipe segment to look forward to after the inevitable on-off switch. Just need to tidy up this segment up front. Oops. First time I've hit that one, I think. Oops. Definitely having my eyes drawn to the arrow rather than to the P blocks, which I should be following. But we will get that right. I think the indicator system is pretty consistent, so... no, gotta trust that. Stay on track in a very literal sense. Yeah, they're not punishing. It's not like you face a whole rack of icicles, it's just, you know, one short bounce from time to time, and one that's easy to remember. Like I said, easy to remember. No, just panicking a little bit in the execution there. Whoops. Really overcompensating for saw blades, even though I know they won't hit me. They are kind of there to terrify you. Whoops. Missed the short bounce. Oh yeah, I mean, all this feels pretty manageable so far. I guess you advertise it as light Kaizo more for the level of precision. No. I ride that thing and I guess I loop back to those indicators later on my way back up after whatever happens with the on-off switch. So. Was taking the indicators on blind faith a little bit without actually reading the level, which I think is not a good idea for me. No. There's the throwing segment, okay. There is the switch. I do see what's going on. Just taking a moment to process it. Whoops. A little too high on a release there. I actually see that I should be doing a high jump and releasing on my way down, as that will allow me to catch the bottom track when the skulls loop back over. So I need more height there to begin with. Nope, what was I saying? Yeah, and I see that the 50 coin there is supposed to lead you into doing a high jump there. I should have seen that. Okay. Oh, I think I pretty much need to launch right away. Maybe get a second jump on that track before it goes down. Yeah, basically need to work out the timing there, that's all. Yeah, I actually do need a second jump off the track, I think. Maybe. I feel like once I find a method there, it will go down pretty easily. That's not going to be it, not fast enough. Yeah, I probably need to jump fairly late and get a fair bit of height. I have to figure out my shell release strategy. That 30 coin though, that does seem to incentivize some kind of dash into a high jump. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Close but not quite, we'll see. We'll just take a few attempts to get this sorted, and once we understand it, I think it'll be pretty consistent. That was just way off center. For no particular reason. Oh, I can totally catch that on the way down if I don't run into the saw blades. I did not deflect the shell against myself, though. That's been a source of trouble so far. Like I was saying, I need to release on a downward arc, perhaps. Yeah, no need to spoil anything. I'm sure it's kind of helpful for you as the maker to watch the process of it being figured out. Just to see what people pay attention to and notice. Oh, whoops. Almost forgot about that. Would have survived the shell that time, but needed to give myself time for a second jump. I just need to do that faster, in fact, I think. It's a fairly generous hit zone for releasing the shell. 4 blocks high, so... Just need to figure out a release. No. Just missed a jump button entirely that time. Oh, thought it would beat the timing there that time and not get shoved, but just stick to how I was doing it before. Yep. take a few attempts to try it out. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm too busy playing the level to read it for developing my timing and strategy for the next run. Like, I'm very much fixated on getting it right on the current attempt, though. Okay, let's give this a bit of a cleanup. Yeah, given the placement of the indicator, I think that was just very late in general. I mean, I haven't actually hit that indicator with any precision yet. And if I did, I figure that maybe that shell bounce we're seeing there is the answer. Given that releasing on the indicator does give me that shell bounce precisely. Yeah. That is it. I just, now it's a little high. So yeah, trust the indicator, I guess. And we are through. 3.1. Yeah, like I said, found a timing and became reliable. Oh, whoops. Overcompensated that time. Hahaha, no. Yay. Okay, this kind of jumping speed and height I should be familiar with one of your other levels already. Hey, let's see what it says over here. Hi. Okay, yeah. Hello back. Hi, Mahmoud. The level just said hi as well, so your entrance is very timely. Oh, whoops. Honestly, despite the trouble I'm demonstrating so far... Oh, I see. Gotta hit the indicator. Very well-placed awe there. I mean, this is conceptually easier than the first part. Very much purely about accuracy. Yeah, you really do have to appreciate when you have some leftover space, just kind of leaving a little message for the player, especially because I assume that using the other half of the vertical space for tracks precludes you from just scroll stopping that. Oh. Whoops. Gotta make a little more use of that momentum. No, we gotta let it sail up and carry us, maybe. No. Not a yay. Although I guess the yay actually gives us a bit of a clue. We don't want a placement? No, not really. Not really a clue. I don't think I'm supposed to hit it on this pass, looking at the track layout. I'm going to try doing it without. It does look very efficient in space. I would assume that the saw blades really do a number on your entity budget. But yeah, it actually, and it feels fairly open and navigable in terms of headroom for jumping, considering how packed it actually is. Okay, that is the solution. Just need to follow it back. Yeah, just going a bit too high there, but have this down before long, and I see that it's going to take us to the bottom of the segment. Whoops. Yeah, just a precision issue there. Not too hard to fix. Oh, whoops. My reflexes are definitely starting to let me down. I shouldn't be jumping off of that in the first place. Given that falling off of it, it's the timing just fine. It's the platform just fine. No need to take that risk. In fact, that's what allows you to hit the yay and keep going. I bet I can do it. Yay. Yep, just like that. Yeah. A little bit too afraid of that saw blade that falls down, even though it's not the one that's being a threat. Playing a little bit scared around it. Yeah, I know you've done a number of these track levels with this SMB3 space theme already, and does tend to be a very good fit for these. It's something to do with the color scheme and also the clarity that comes from the black background, I think. I know it's just the underground theme, but I call it the space theme because I see so many people use it for space levels, and you can kind of see that the semi-solids are sort of designed with the expectation of, you know, astronomical aesthetics. Astronautical aesthetics. The difference in this one is that you only use one skull platform. Yeah, that's true. So you don't really get a chance to retry when platforms bob up and down. I guess, you know, I see people use the term Kaizo for so many different things. Like, I know that well, I mean, I guess it depends on what people's expectations are when it comes to precision. I mean, the things that I struggle with in Kaizo tend to be things like item throwing tech. And so when something doesn't have that, and when it's Kaizo Light, for instance, I don't tend to be too concerned. Okay, nice little reversal there. Oh no, I totally missed a boat there. Yeah, the lunar aesthetic. The moon base from Paper Mario. Not quite, but you know, it would be amazing if we had the moon base from Paper Mario. We effectively have low gravity themes anyway. Oops. Yeah, and that shell before checkpoint was a very reliable thing, and the indicator was a very reliable indicator. Like, it's not... It felt a lot better than I think a typical shell jump does. Although maybe in that case, like the 4-block setup for throwing into the on-off switches kind of led me into thinking I had a lot more flexibility than I did. And that's okay, like I think it's nice to have a generous hit zone just for visibility. But I definitely overestimated how much of a margin of error I would have. Mostly from looking at the row of, or column of 4 switches, and not paying enough attention to the indicator. But yeah, this segment here, I really do like the doubling back, and the kind of extra blades you add with the on-off. It does feel like a pretty unique change-up. It gives you a moment to rest, too. Moment to rest and build up some speed, which I did not do there. Oops. Wasn't paying attention. Kinda glad you caught me on this stream for this, actually, just so I can take as much time as I need. It's funny because, like, once you have people who you discover through things like viewer submissions, and on one hand I think to myself, okay, I want to get through more of their stuff, and on the other hand I think to myself, they'll be back and they'll submit more anyway. It's nice to kind of mix it up a bit. As I'm only now being introduced to some makers that have produced dozens of presumably good levels since June and July of last year, and you know, I'm not going to wait for them to submit all of them. So, nice to tag a few of them for later and just get through them on a regular rotation. Yeah, let's build up some speed this time. Bad landing. That section from a previous level, yeah, I totally recognize it. Or at least I recognize the forward part. And I can see why the previous one I played was kind of a simplification of that idea. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it seems like you're getting a ton of mileage just out of this concept of, you know, skull tracks. I'm certainly not sick of it yet. Okay, so we'll hit the switch, and we gotta not jump that high. And it looks like we'll kind of have to control our bounce off the next Goomrat after that as well. Goom. Oops. Okay. I guess the thing about, you know, fast-moving tracks like this is that you're never really, unless you're kind of, you know, a speedrunner kind of player, you're never going to get everything 100% consistent just because of the variation introduced by the momentum. So you do still need to be on your toes and play reactively, which I like. Whoa, okay. It took me a moment to kind of register that it would sail up like that. I mean, I knew I needed something there, but this track is our friend. Yeah, harder to execute just from the speed. Also, like, in some ways it's harder to execute because there's a lot more flexibility and therefore a lot more room for mistakes. You know, like fewer variables that are 100% under the player's control. Like, basically, like, when you just jump with a slightly different timing, you're going to have to pay for that by altering your pattern with rest. The next jump and the next jump after that, your timing's just a little different, and that's fine. Like, that feels a lot more like what I associate with traditional Mario. Okay, that's big yay. And that's a big nay. Right by the goal square, the gold card. I keep forgetting what to call it. I mean, I know that are the cards from SMB3, but it's very rare that I actually have to refer to the SMB3 goal screen verbally. Okay, that was a close call. Oh, whoops. Held back a little too much there, but I can definitely see a short bounce there will give me enough time, and honestly, that was what, my third attempt on that segment. Like, it feels very reasonable to me. Yeah, I mean, I really don't mind segments like that where, you know, you can kind of taste it and then it takes it away. Keeps you on your toes, because like that segment is easier than this one here. It's not an escalation in difficulty, but it still kind of gives you enough rope to hang yourself, I guess. Gives you just enough room to screw up. And that kind of difficulty curve, I think, is actually kind of nice in terms of tension. Like that the final challenge isn't the biggest challenge, but does still serve as a big point of tension. That's too high in that jump. Yeah, I got to pipe in my second try after I saw the timing for it. I don't think it's too bad. Like, the individual challenges here feel easier than the individual challenges in the first segment. It's just that there's a lot of room for personal inconsistency. Oh, whoops. Yeah. And, you know, they're different skill sets in a way. Like, playing reactively versus a lot of precision-based execution where you always have to be on the right square at the right time. You can definitely tell that some players are much more comfortable with one kind of difficulty than the other. You know, like people who would have a very easy time with the first segment and a harder time with the second. Just because the individual obstacles go down quickly to their level of precision, right? But yeah, I mean, stylistically, they don't feel that different, though. Like, they are the same mechanism, just a different kind of challenge curve. Hey. Overcompensated a bit in that time. I didn't see the skull coming yet, and so I hesitated a bit to the right, but the jump height was correct. Okay. Huh. Yep, bit off center. A couple more attempts like that, and I might start to agree that the pipe is the hardest thing, but I think that's not too hard to correct. Like, it's not like, you know, missing a door entry because you're a little off to the side. Like, I think a pipe feels a little more generous when it comes to reading the entry point. A level contest, okay. Oh, that's what the Team Meat tag is for, I guess. Who's running Team Meat? I recognize the tag, but I don't know who that's associated with. I mean, I guess... Like, I didn't play Super Meat Boy, but I know that it has a lot of kind of grinder obstacles like this, right? Super Meat Bro, okay. Yeah, I've definitely seen creators tag stuff for him before. Yeah. The paradox of streaming Mario Maker is that, like, I watch a lot less of the big names in Mario Maker than I used to. I do spend more time watching smaller streams, just as I'm finding out about more makers, especially like underplayed and underrated makers, through just, you know, playing more actively and engaging with people who are still keeping up with the game. But like, in terms of the really big names, I just never make time for them anymore. Guidelines are must include grinders? Yeah, well, Super Meat Bro, hence the name. Not gonna send him a vegetarian turnip level. Oops. Don't know why that icicle's giving me trouble all of a sudden, rather. Yeah. Interesting placement of stuff like that icicle where, you know, it usually won't kill you, but you can't just totally take it for granted either. I think it's just right. Like, I don't mind having sort of one thing to adjust around like that. Yeah, I saw someone attempt a sort of SMB2 style veggie turnip level not long ago. I'm trying to remember how it was done. I think it was definitely done with like the new Super Mario World sky theme, just because you have all that white and green to work with. Whoops. In the theming. Clear rates across the board, and it may just be a function of a bigger audience, but clear rates across the board in Super Mario Maker 2 seem lower than what I associated them with in Maker 1. Like, you know, you have stuff like this that's at 0.5%, and in Maker 1, like, I would have expected it to be, say, 2%, and then stuff that kind of felt like 10% in Maker 1 now sit at around like 2 to 5%. And I think it's just a function of the player base, or maybe the discoverability features, or maybe the way that things are cute and endless. But I really do feel like there has been some clear rate deflation in terms of like what they subjectively mean, what the numbers tell you. Let's not screw up the easy stuff. I did think I was dead there. So the sound effect was a nice little punctuation. Yeah, very cute. I don't know if you're sticking around, if you want to see one more. Like, you've got a huge list I haven't played through. And you did say that I'm through all your most difficult stuff. I know that you showed me a puzzle concept that I didn't finish, I think. I don't know if that was just a testing level. Yeah, that's a fantastic ending. Yeah, I don't know, anything in particular you want to recommend? I can probably do one or two more since you're hanging out. Rather quiet night. Got a huge list. Yeah, this is the one I didn't finish. I'd be happy to maybe take another crack at it, unless you want to suggest something else. Yeah. Oh, okay, you got a numbered game with a couple worlds as well. Wow. Huge list. Yeah, you know what? Let's try to recover... Oh, it's Shell Grotto. Let me look at that. Shell Grotto. Frozen Shell Grotto. This one? Okay, Team Shell. Team Shell is another tag I've been seeing all over the place lately. Okay. Aha, one of these. Oh, landing. Hey, you know what's nice about this level right out of the gate? It's a no landing level, but you don't just like automatically set the timer to 20 seconds or something. Actually read this stuff. Okay, so that's a shell and mole setup again, so that's gonna be a bounce. Oh, okay, very cool. Okay. Yeah, I see the setup quite often. I would assume that that's what Team Shell is all about, given that I probably saw this set up specifically in other Team Shell levels. Oh, whoops. Or really, you have to make the first jump arc, of course. I think the ice is making me overcompensate slightly. Okay. Gotta not hang right quite that early. Get a bit more height first. Yeah, just a lot of micro adjustments as I get into the pattern of this level. You know what it is? It's that clear condition indicator obstructing my view is what it is. So distracted by that massive block of text. And this is not the only level where I've seen it happen. Like, I actually see that quite often where, you know, these reach the goal without touching the ground levels. Sometimes they're very nice, and then the hardest part is just the first bit, because you have to just see where the ground is with the huge block of text in your way. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Oh, I see. I'm not correcting for my momentum going into that. I'm overcorrecting for my momentum going into that. Yeah, that was a bit of a directional issue. Went forward a little too soon instead of bouncing the shell towards the switch as it. Okay. I know. Don't know why I'm mentally conditioned to expect a second bounce there when it's so clear that I need to move forward. Yeah, I mean, I can tell that, like, with a don't touch the ground level, you know, you've got a clear rate that's almost at 2%. You're not going to get that with something that... Hang on. The switch is in the wrong state. Yeah, no, I see what's happening. No. Wrong solution. But yeah, you're not going to get a nearly 2% clear rate if this is a really long stretch, right? But anyway, I still appreciate that you don't just automatically crank the timer way down when the level by itself is already going to enforce its own timing. Okay, just wrong side that. Wrong way. Wait. Just trying to read what was going on with the shell deflection. Bluffed it. No, whoops. Yeah, I mean, speedruns definitely have their place. Okay. Whoops. Yeah. Not reading behind the text box again. Yeah, because the nice thing about SMB1 is that you just don't need to worry about erroneously picking things up if you're just a little off-center. Or more over, like, you don't need to worry about, like, issues where you accidentally put on a shellnet that you're carrying. There's a lot of simplicity to it. Also a lot of aesthetic clarity. And yeah, they are much more, I think, about reading the level than about, you know, tech that's on the player's side. It's kind of like the very opposite of the extreme end of the other side, of course, is just what you get with what is it? NSMB and 3D World is where they're very much about exploiting the moveset. This, very simple, you read a level, you do the level. You kind of let the mechanisms, and your comprehension of the mechanisms, do a lot of the work. Well, I mean, I like the kind of added verticality that New Soup gets you, though. Okay, bounce left, bounce up, okay. Or rather, bounce the shell to the left, bounce up. Yeah, I guess the wall jumps in SMBU can kind of give you a lot of vertical play space to work with. And that's... I feel like I don't see the propeller used very well. But then in a way, the propeller kind of restricts your moveset. In terms of certain things you can't do. You know, can't spin jump off the things that you can spin jump off of. Can't wall jump on your way down, that kind of thing. Okay, I understand it, it's just something that took me a while to execute. I actually love 3D World. I know I have at least one regular on my viewer stream who just submits 3D World all the time and is like 3D World specialist, and it's actually very satisfying to kind of just read a totally different set of mechanisms and get a lot of the dynamism out of the moveset. Yeah, Redux. Yeah. I'm sure he submits to YouTube. Seems to hang around quite a lot of these. Yeah, getting to popular can really do things to your clear numbers, especially if you're mostly sending them to streamers who will naturally have a clear rate above the average. Oh, no. Hanging too far there. I understand this, I just need to read it properly for once. Okay. Ah. Bad landing. Yeah, 3D World, I think, just because it was different and didn't apply the same transferable understanding of Maker Tech, I think was really underrated in the early months. Or people really looked into what kind of mechanisms you can make with exclamation blocks and so on. Like, you know, even puzzle mechanisms and such, you can do tons of stuff with that. I certainly feel like I've barely scratched the surface. Just a very different mentality, I think. In terms of not having the same kind of approach to interaction or collision. No. Okay, deflect left, bounce up. text box is definitely starting to budge in my way. Do this again. I know, not like that. Okay, just gotta get back to where I was. Does not feel that hard, I just fluff the easy stuff after a while. Too busy thinking about what to do at the edge of my progression and not paying attention to what's in front of me. Oh, whoops. We'll get this down. There we go. Yeah, just not hanging back enough. I wonder if I'm supposed to... I see another shell that comes down to... is within the bomb radius. I'm looking forward to seeing what that will be about. Whoops. Oh, whoops. Yeah. I mean, you know, you see me play. I definitely think this is within my grasp. It's a lot of little things to clean up. Like this thing here. Oh, I see. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Yeah, and I guess I kick against that shell and... Oh, that's kind of nice, actually, that you have that slightly off-center shell. You know, from the bomb setup, kind of giving you the equivalent of a wall jump point in SMB1. That's actually very neat. I feel like I must have seen that before, but... Oh. Yeah, again, you know, I'm glad I can deal with levels like this in a more focused session. It's kind of funny that I made an affiliate back in late February, and it was very relieving in a way because like it actually took me probably about 2 weeks longer than it should have because I was doing some indie streams to like average 1 viewer or something, and which really kind of brought the numbers down. And definitely thinking like, okay, I've made affiliate now. I can actually kick back and do some stuff that's not going to have as much of a viewer count, but gives me some time to actually read the levels, you know? Yeah, the wall reclaim, okay. That is a very nice piece of tech to build a level around. I've got to try it out. I haven't uploaded anything in months, but I do have like a couple of levels that feel like they're about 80% there. 80% there, but always just kind of missing, you know, one thing that just doesn't work and doesn't have an elegant solution yet, or one thing that has entity limit issues, so I can't fix it up as much as I would like, but the wall setup is very neat. I'm gonna actually see it properly first, but... Whoops. I know there's a slight adjustment on that bounce in terms of letting up a bit, but often forget. I feel like I have seen the wall reclaim before, but I don't think I'd kind of seen it in terms of people talking about or showing off the tech. Like, I've seen it in a level, but... what did I do? Oh, rebounce off the bomb, I guess. Oh no, it says down, though. I'll have to read that and do it properly. Just caught a little off guard by the fact that I made it that far. But, you know, first time you see it, that's what happens. Hold into wall. Ah, okay, yeah. Oops. No, I just came in low off of that. Oh, I see, okay. No, it does say down. Okay, no, I see. I missed the lower shell, I think. Oops. No, I see what's going on. Oops. Gotta remember to make that adjustment. Oops. Yeah, I like that there's a little something to figure out, like the, you know, don't hit the on-off bit that comes segment after this one. I mean, I'm not really a 100% execution kind of player. Like, I do like having sort of puzzly stuff to deal with. Oh, okay, so that was short. I just burned a lot of time there. Yeah, I guess the arrow just kind of led me to think, go down right away, but I wasn't really thinking about the condition. Did I really lose 4 seconds on that, though? Like, I was rebouncing a lot. I didn't think I lost 4 seconds. I gotta do this again. Hang on. I mean, I'm not gonna beat the record, but let's see what's going on time-wise. Try to do a slightly more efficient drop. Yeah, that looks a little crazy. I mean, I guess you would also be optimizing your jump height quite a bit to do that. Like, you know, getting a lot of low bounces that were set up to be high bounces. I'm not going to put in too many attempts at this if I'm dying to stuff I've seen, but just kind of want to see how close I can get to that time. Yeah, I might have to do this on my own time, but on the other hand, this stream is kind of my own time. Whoops. Alright, no, I mean, I'm not going to beat that record. I kind of have a sense of how many seconds I lost there, so... But yeah, really enjoyable wall setup at the end. I have to try that. It's all my own time. Yeah, that's true. But you know what I mean. So yeah. I don't know, maybe one more if you have anything that's kind of quick to get through. No, I didn't finish this one. Mortuary. Is that newer? Let's see. Yeah, I've seen Mortuary. Yeah, Walkeries is the one that I did not finish. Mortuary was really good. I do remember that one. 3D World. Frostbite Falls? Yeah, sure. Let's take a look. I haven't played the original, though. Should I play the original? or just take the remake right away? Let's just take the remake. Add the original one shot, I'll do it. Why not? Like, I'm not gonna expect you to wait in a viewer queue for something I'll just one shot. Oh, he's got a B-side like Celeste. Yeah, 8%, sure. Toadette wishes this was a triple black diamond. Yeah, let's just see it. Definitely wondering what I could do if I just carried that through. Whoops. Yeah, coins were surprisingly readable within camera view there. My way down. Okay. Okay. CP1. Oh, huh. Looked a bit threatening for a moment. Okay. Glad you paid attention to the camera tracking there. Influences you're making? Yeah, I can see that. A lot of slaloms and all that. Okay. Okay, now let's see the remake. Thank you. It's funny because I usually screw up like crazy on levels that are supposed to be easy because I get complacent about stuff. Okay, let's see the new one. I'll save the B-side for later. I want to see the remake. But yeah, wow, you've got absolutely huge pile. I'm always impressed with how prolific so many people are in terms of turning out levels so quickly. I mean, I guess the game's been out for several months, and I was out of the game for several months because I was very much locked up with Fire Emblem. But yeah, like, you know, people doing 8 world spectacles in the first few weeks of the game like that, I don't know how to do. Don't know how to do it. Oh yeah, I can jump on this. Oh no, 3D world. Yeah, no, you can jump on that. Just too far on the left. Boost jump? Oh no, I'm supposed to take the ant. Okay. No, I'm not supposed to take the ant. No, I can get enough height on that. I can get enough height. Yeah, no, I wouldn't think you'd make me wait. On the track levels, I don't have much of a choice, but... Okay. There we go. No, don't want to land on that guy. Yeah, I guess the icicle could have been my delivery system there. Oh, well, huh. That was very silly. I feel like going off the top row should actually be fine. No, it's not. We don't really need to one-up. Not really. Oh, down, okay. Should read that. Too busy thinking about the 30 coin, which I assume requires some use of the ants. Rolling does kill momentum, yeah, that's true. I mean, I kind of use it for positioning more than anything, but I've definitely had some level screw-ups from being a bit dependent on that. I'm sure there was bonus content up there, but felt like I was perilously close to hitting my head, so... Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, no, I'm supposed to sail over that. I see. Should actually just trust you when it comes to letting me go fast. 2 secrets. Yeah. Oh, whoops. I think I just instinctively go for that 30 coin every time. But that's why I'm not really a speedrunner. Interesting. Definitely thinking about that whole top segment there. But might have to deal with that on another run. Okay, gonna backslide in that. That's gonna be pretty fancy. Whoops. Not so much for that. Get. Well, I mean, it's mostly a time thing, I guess. Was expecting to go a little further down. Oh no, he did. It's just a trampoline. Bounced him back. Not quite as satisfying as that SMB1 shell bounced, but it's something. Oh, I see. Okay, I see the path there. Oh, I want to take it though. Oh no, they respawn. Okay. Of course they respawn. Yeah. I do want to check that out. Yeah, but I don't want to pound through the ants. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I kind of underestimated how soon the ceiling would come. Here we go. No. Right before what looks like a flag, too. That's fine. Not exactly going for speed records here. Okay, well, we've seen what that does. Let's see the standard path. Okay, now let's do this very satisfying little thing. Oh, I see. It's a actually pretty big sectional skip. Oh, killed momentum, like you said. Well, I might as well see that section since I haven't cleared it yet. I mean, if I was just going for a clear, might even be easier to do that bonus segment up top. It's one of those things where, you know, it's harder to see, but easier to execute, which I think is actually how a lot of standard Nintendo Mario secrets work. Like, a lot of them do not have an execution barrier as such. Okay, here we are. Oh, I see. Double arrow for long jump. Okay. Oh yeah, I was not reading the right side of the screen. That's what happened. Whoops. Yeah, the first screen has a secret for beginner players. Okay, well, we're past that, so I'm glad I saw something. Whoops. Ah, that's my D-pad acting up. Okay. There we go. No. Yeah, I feel like the camera scroll there is catching me a little bit off guard when it comes to reading it, but we'll see. I'm just proceeding much too incautiously, actually. Just trying to speed through that thing. Okay. Snake our way down. Oh, whoops. Oh, okay. And... yeah. Oh. Got spiked. You wish that spike wasn't there. Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's more that, you know, this level kind of trains you to expect that going fast is going to be pretty safe. But I think part of that is that it, like, that obstacle really does belong in a category of things that look fine in the editor. And the problem with it is not really apparent until you see how the camera scroll looks in action. And when you already know your own layout, like, that stuff is so hard to catch. Oh. Oh, whoops. Very misjudged twirl there. Didn't actually need it. But costing me. Okay. Ouch. That was very silly. So as someone who's into platforming influenced by skiing, I assume that you're pretty familiar with Yoshi's Island. And that's the first, like, really kind of legendary ski slope level I can think of. I'm trying to think of other ski slope levels that I've seen in games, and, you know, I guess Ice Worlds in the NSMB series do a fair bit of that, but... okay, there's a G. Okay, that was... only one G. Got a bit incautious there when I saw the flagpole. Yeah, interesting see, like, icicles plus spike blocks rather work as a sort of high-speed donut block. I mean, that's effectively what they're doing, right? But very visibly and with a tighter timing window. Okay, actually broke both of those bricks that time. Ah, wall jump off that side. So... Ah, okay. I mean, you do put the arrow there. I think maybe... Yeah, it's partly a visibility thing. I think having a... Wow, 48 seconds. Like having something like icicles there would be consistent, but if the icicles aren't breaking right away, then they feel much safer as falling platforms, right? So I wonder what the solution to that would be in terms of something sort of thematically suited that would be like a very temporary safety net. But, you know, I'm fine with the ending. Like, hard to read the first time, but as soon as I saw what was coming out of the pipe, it was easier to deal with. So yeah, thank you for that. I'm not going to be running too much longer. I'm going to finish out with some like easier levels that I told people I would get through. But I will probably be doing more backlog stuff over the weekend, and if you're around, I will definitely look at a few more of yours since you have so many to go around. So yeah, thank you for sticking around tonight and keeping me company. Always nice to just kind of talk through a level in a relaxed setting and take my time to poke around some corners. So yeah, thank you for that. I'm going to probably just switch it up to very few easier traditional levels to close off the stream. So thank you for dropping by. I'm going to spin up something else. It's got a huge backlog at this point of, you know, people kind of in my maker network. Who I haven't been playing for a while since I've been focusing on viewer levels. So, let me see who's got something. Oh yeah. Okay, let's look at Actic Edge. Very much a decorative traditional specialist. It's got one easy popular one and one slightly harder one that I have to catch up on, and so we'll probably do them both. Let's take a look at 1-1, Big Block Jungle, 22nd time. Should be a one-shot, but you never know. Yeah, I love these bulbous trees. A lot of variety to the foliage. Yeah, it's very SMP3, but with different trees. Actually don't remember. I think the white block secret is back, like, with a little head bump in this, or... Oh, maybe they took that out. Oh no, it's there. I remember seeing some Maker 1 puzzle levels that I don't wanted to use that mechanic, but like it's so obscure. Very hard to tell the player what to do. I love this little overgrown bed. Down we go. Yep, that's SMB3, alright. Attention to the pipe entrances, as usual. Hey, look more nicely stitched than usual in this game. And, well, 30% level, that's going to be short and sweet. So let's do a harder one. Poison Panic to Meltdown. About 2%, melt the ice barriers and collect 5 big coins in this frantic raft ride. Definitely sounds like a concept we've seen often before, but this is all about the execution. And all these levels are very consistently pretty to look at. And certainly in no hurry. Oh. Ah, one-way panel, okay. Don't know what the shell is trying to tell me, though. I have to keep the flower and bust some ice. Oh, so much for that. That's gonna be a death. Yeah, just gotta keep the flower on. Nice that you get a chance to trigger the raft yourself. I think even the use of the, no, you do need 10 coins. Yeah, bounce off the spike there, I think. The use of the chomp stumps there, instead of just riding on blocks, is kind of an interesting choice. I mean, that looks very much like a aesthetic thing. But it looks very nice. I mean, you see chomp stumps often enough in this theme or the lava theme. That kind of have a very decorative purpose here. Oh, okay, that's gonna be death. Yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, like, conceptually, this level does require you to kind of recognize that losing the flower means death, and that's fine. Does mean that there are a lot of those SD blocks. Oh, okay, that's a very sudden acceleration. And oh, okay, not much of a second chance at flowers, so. Although you have the question block there, that's almost certainly a 1-up. I can't imagine it being anything else. Okay, let's get ahead a bit. Not to auto-scroll, so give ourselves a little bit of room to keep pace. Okay, that was a bit of a thriller. Oh wow, okay, that setup is... Okay. Brace it. Sorry, 10 coin. Oh no, you need a 10 coins. It's a clear condition. Well. Okay, let's take that and start over. Took a moment to register that that was not optional, and that was such a stylish run. Stylish attempt. Yet it did nothing for us. Nothing. Okay, let's... Yeah, really fire in midair all over the place. One up as expected. Oh no. Okay. Death. it's very clear that this is a level where you're not allowed to take a hit, so it's not like there's any kind of uncertainty there. And I think the issue that comes up with locks that require you to kill yourself, or yeah, is that a lot of levels there's often a lack of clarity as to whether you are required to do it. But here, very clear what's going on. That's just miss, miss, miss. Not gonna break any speed records there. Of course, you're a little bit limited by the raft speed to begin with, but... Nope. 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 You can theoretically drop back down. With the requisite accuracy. Nope. Yeah, actually really nice to see Actic Edge. I put those aesthetic talents to work in a more challenging level. I mean, it's very easy to kind of tell yourself to tone it down for popularity's sake, but I'm really glad he didn't make any compromises here and kept the concept precisely as tight as it needed to be. And it doesn't feel tight. It feels roomy, but with just enough time-sensitive stuff to cause a little bit of panic, like when you get a big miss like that. And look at that, you have a bit of room for catch-up. Okay, falling a bit too far behind that. And actually, we could have totally made that. Yeah, that's the best kind of time pressure, I think, is when you have what musicians call tempo rubato. Robbed time, where, you know, you lose a bit of time and you can kind of fall behind, pull back a bit, but you get that time back and you have an opportunity to get back on the bar line, so to speak. This is a miss this time, but you see a recoverable miss, and that's a terrific feeling when you do it. Absolutely terrific feeling. Ah, that's a miss. Oh boy. We had some very stylish dodges on that before, but not that time. Well, as well grab that one up on our way down. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm glad makers kind of just find a difficulty that's appropriate to what they find fun. This fellow I'm playing here, like, he, respond to that, like, this fellow I was playing here, he's one of the people in my, kind of maker network from, Maker 1 that had a lot of success with traditional levels early on, and was, you know, in the top few hundred and pretty high up on Maker points, and has always kind of been on the edges of the leaderboards. And It's very easy to, like, I've seen a couple people who found that success very early, kind of shy away from doing stuff that would be a little too risky, but you know, because once you kind of really fall into that pocket of appealing to the medium difficulty crowd, like, if you're really concerned about metrics, and I don't think makers should be concerned about metrics, it'd be very difficult to get out of that rut and bring some variety back to your portfolio, but yeah, this is very nice. I'm not sure I know how to make easy levels anymore. Not that I've made anything in ages, but like, I remember making one thing and I thought, okay, this is going to be my sort of easy, touristy, aesthetic level. And it's going to be, oh, I don't know, 10-15%. And settled at around like 6% because, what was it? Like, oh, I have one puzzle boss at the end, and that probably did it. Like, the execution was easy, but it's amazing how much, like, one puzzle interaction can kill your clear rate. Yeah, you're in the top 1k, you're fine. You've got, you know, you got tons of points, and moreover, a pretty huge portfolio to work through once people do find your stuff. I think it's more valuable to have players that are engaged rather than just likes that you can't see, like, you know, likes or plays that you don't really interact with. Like, sometimes one comment, like one really good, well-placed comment, is much more valuable than 50 plays. And of course, you know, people who stream, like, have it really easy in terms of having lots of access to great content and having, for viewer levels, like, very direct access to the maker, and, you know, just seeing, like, one really solid playthrough of your own stuff can be a lot more satisfying, I think, than 100 plays. And of course, like, you know, scale of hundreds is still pretty modest. Like, we're talking about, on a top list, people with tens of thousands when they have one big breakout. Yeah, the people that I kind of got started on Mario Maker with tended to be much more traditional in outlook. Like, yeah, I think depending on, like, which communities you link up with, be it Reddit or Twitch or, you know, the big YouTube channels or whatever else, like, they really do have a strong influence on people's tastes, because people just kind of settle on like-minded makers, I guess. It's kind of been interesting to have a foot in a couple of different circles and see what they favor. But yeah, Reddit definitely leans very traditional. Like, I know that you had said, Sneak In, previously, that one of the levels you tested against me, like, you kind of nerfed for Reddit. Yeah, and that was one I remember seeing, like, really high up on Reddit, too. And, oops. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, like, I mean, I don't follow Mario Maker Reddit very often anymore. Like, I check in on it once every few weeks, probably, but, they seem to like, you know, really kind of fancy looking setups as long as they look not Kaizo. Yes. Okay, got a slightly better shot accuracy there now. close on so many attempts. We just a lot of time from slipping. Whoop. Yeah, just too slow on the ice. Gotta do a little more jumping. Also, pretty bad adjustment from capturing the last 10 coin. Gotta fix that. Ah. Yeah, as far as watching hard levels go, like, it's kind of interesting that, you know, but maybe kind of predictable that, like, Mario Maker is easily the most streamer-friendly Nintendo game. I mean, there's Smash too, I guess. Smash draws huge numbers, but it's Smash. And it does that. But, Mario Maker is kind of intrinsically satisfying to watch because, like, everybody does kind of have an execution peak. And I keep missing this shot. I gotta find a more reliable method to do this one. Okay, middle block jump. Yeah, that's much better. Middle block jump. But yeah, and you know, watching people who are like really good at Kaizo, that is fun to watch. Because you don't need to put in as much time to do what they're doing, and you can still see some spectacular stuff with the thrill of near misses and hard-won successes. And that is very much like how esports has any traction at all. I mean, I follow a lot of RTS esports, like I follow StarCraft very closely. And that's another one where, you know, there's just got a massive skill ceiling, so a lot of people really do just accept, like, I'm never going to be great, but it's really cool to watch good players pull off the stuff that they do. Same with speedrunning in general, I think. I'm not somebody who will ever temperamentally be a speedrunner. Like, I just don't have the patience. And, you know, I'm really not that execution-oriented, as I've said before. But, it was very entertaining. Oh, okay, losing way too much time on that. I'm not gonna make it. And in fact, it was so far behind it despawned half the thing. Okay. Yeah, I've enjoyed speedrunning some levels in Mario Maker. And actually the official Ninja levels, especially the most recent one, like I've really been enjoying the Ninja levels. They have a very different flow to them than a lot of official Mario stuff, but they still feel like Nintendo, right? But with a very different mentality in terms of being designed for speedrunning and designed for multiple pathways. Okay. Yeah, the diagonal shots are not working out for me. Yeah, I 2-starred the first one, but I've 3-starred every single one since. And I kind of usually do it by percentile, where, like, I mean, you can kind of tell sometimes where the markers for the gold medal are going to be. Because there's, you know, one particular gap of a second that requires a certain breakthrough. But I find that if I am kind of, you know, top 5%, I'm missing this one every time, top 5% or so, that's gold medal territory every time. I was, I think, top 2% in the last one. Because, like, I don't look up anything, and I don't watch the speedrun streamers because I like figuring things out myself, and it's really satisfying when, you know, you can kind of blindly work out something that is good and recognize that it's not going to get much better than that in terms of that segment. I missed the coin. Yeah, top 5% seems to very consistently land you in a gold. I don't know if they determined that by percentile, though. I feel like they must, but I was actually not clear on how that worked on Nintendo's side. I don't think they've been transparent about it either. Of course, Nintendo has not been that communicative lately, apart from Animal Crossing, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm hoping to stream some Animal Crossing. I've got some ideas lined up for that. But, okay, let's try to get this down. Oh, that was slip. But we should make it. THX 1138. Yeah, off by 2 seconds. I can definitely see where I'm losing those seconds. Okay, not going to do too much more. And maybe put on one more maker. Probably just something really relatively easy. Just to cool down for tonight. Oh, hey, thanks for playing. And thank you for the comment, given the conversation earlier about precisely that. Been following so many new people lately that followed list is suddenly very full. Okay, I know who I'm going to play. So I've got 2 levels to catch up on from Nocturnal. I've played pretty much everything of his, but I missed this one from December, and I missed his most recent one. So this one's got a very high clear rate, so I'll be happy to do it. Okay. I missed the coins, but that's okay. They're just indicators. Of course, we'll do lower segment. Yeah, I'm not picking up speed on these panels at all, so that 32-second time from Matilda is not in the cards. Because it feels like you have to hit the dash panels really accurately for that to happen. Funny, because you actually still feel a fair bit of drag from the dash panels underwater. Like, they give you a very slight boost, but it's like normal running speed that allows you to stay on the surface. Now, I think the Owl said that made this specifically to kind of give dash panels a chance back when they first came out in December. And yeah, this is actually an interaction I don't think I've seen at all. Like, I just had no idea how they behaved underwater. That's your answer, is they kind of give you running speed on the ground. Okay, let's dodge that Porky Puffer. Oh, a nice little finish at the end here. Sailing right by that tree. So yeah. 7 seconds off Matilda's time. Yeah, that's going to require you to hit very accurately on every panel. So let's look at the latest one, Puff Enough, also on the easy side. This will probably be the last one we do this session. We'll call it after this. Okay. Oh, whoops. Surprisingly embarrassing. Yeah. It's very simple. We just made a total hash of it. Okay. That gives you plenty of room to actually go across, I think. Okay, here's a bonus exit. Of course we're going for that. Oh, almost escaped unscathed. Okay. That's just really taking advantage of the underwater drag. Time pressure. Yeah, pretty clever. Better let the puff come up. Gonna mind a beep on that beep block. Of course we're going for that. Nope, nope, guess not. Feels like that probably upset a 1-up or something. Let's try for it. Oh no, we can't. Okay, we're locked. That one is wings. Okay. Of course, we're going to poke around. I highly doubted that was any. Now this is not an auto scroll. Okay. Oh, whoops! I just forgot to swim there. And yeah, I guess you actually do need to ride this track. But yeah, fairly rhythmic as far as that goes. This is going to be a straight vertical lift, so if there's anything around on this side, no, didn't think so. And it's just going to be a chase segment. Again, not auto scroll by any means, so if you really wanted, you could try to outpace it, but looks like we'll enforce getting on a track there. Okay, now this looks interesting. I see. Let's give ourselves a flower and nuke this guy. 3 hits, I think. Blow that up. Nice finish. And here we are with those underwater dash panels again. Or surface skimming dash panels. Which in this theme actually do just kind of work like dash panels. You know what? We are absolutely going for that. And there is your count of 3 1-ups. Okay. So that will do it for this stream. Thank you for joining me. Just have a bit of a low-key session to just take on this massive backlog at a more relaxing pace. This is only a fraction. Whoops, that's the wrong card. Here we go. And yeah, we'll be continuing with more backlog streams this weekend if I can. Thank you, Sneakin, for dropping by and dropping all those levels on me. And yeah, I'll get through more of yours if you are around. And of course, throughout the week, you'll see me back hopefully soon on a regular viewer level schedule. It's funny because as soon as I said that the Wednesdays during the daytime slot were going to be the regular viewer level time, something came along this week and totally disrupted that and threw that out. So the plan is to expand our weekly range of programming and kind of nail down some more regular slots that will work for people. So yeah, see you around. Thank you for joining me.